Hello everyone and welcome back to PC Guys Off-Grid-Cabin, where the work is never done but we're doing it just for fun. And no, I'm not sitting on the toilet here to demonstrate a toilet today. It just happens to be a good place to sit to do this video. But I want to show you our off-grid bathing facility here, starting with the heart of the system. I have bought a Gasland camping water heater because taking cold baths sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It does. For some reason, Mrs. PC Guy just hates that sort of thing. She's shaking her head in total agreement. So I want to demonstrate this thing here, plus also the rest of the system and how we set it up. Because this thing is awesome, and it takes and does a heck of a job. So, little backstory here. Bathtub. Now, I found this on Facebook Marketplace. Give a guy $100 for it, and was glad to do it because it's a nice tub. It's a very nice tub. Now, it's a little bit too big for what we're trying to do here, but I couldn't argue with the price, and
we needed it.
We needed it because for some reason Carolyn hates the idea of sitting in a chair behind the cabin and bathing outside. And she more nods in agreement. So I'm going to show you how this thing is set up. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know we've got our off-grid rainwater collection system outside. Now, what we've done is, if you see this line here where my hand is, it runs outside and it ties into the rainwater collection system. So everything in here is ran off of rainwater. Pentair water pump with a built-in pressure regulator in it. I'm going to be frank with you. I don't like the pressure regulator and the way it's set up, and we're probably going to go back and add an external pressure regulator switch to it, because I'd like to drop the pressure down a little bit from what this thing actually does. But that requires much more fittings, and I'm going to be honest with you, these fittings are not cheap. So then we ran it into a accumulator tank. And I'm going to have Mrs. PC Guy come over here to take and up and show you this thing. It's a 4-gallon accumulator tank, and these are primarily made with the purpose of taking and using them on like ice makers and things of that nature. However, it works good for what we're doing here. In fact, I just installed this yesterday, and it just made a heck of a difference in the way that things work here. So now the pump can cycle on and off. So I'm going to take and fire this thing up and show you how it works. I've got it rigged up right now with the battery spray wand. And it kicks on, and it won't take but just a minute for it to get very, very hot. It's already starting to warm up there, and you can hear it kicking on. Well, it won't be long. This thing will be up to about 107, 108 degrees. And if you notice, the pump's not running because water's coming from the accumulator tank, and the pump just kicked on. And if you notice the temperature here, it's already 106 degrees. That water is very, very hot. 108. Hey, 108 degrees is nice for a shower. But here in a minute, I'm going to show you something else. Because this pump will catch up, refill this accumulator tank, and it's going to cut off. So I'm going to just let it run for just a second so you can see it in real time how this whole system works. Temperature's actually dropping a little bit. I found that it, when that happened, I mean, because I've got it actually cut back here some too. I'm not going to turn it up. It's got controls on it where you can adjust it. You notice the pump, the sound of the pump's changing now. Come on, pump. But I would have normally just paused the video for a second, but I wanted you to see this in real time so that you knew exactly how this thing worked. It's actually taking longer than I thought it was going to take.
I was just to say, it's taking quite a bit longer this morning.
There it goes. But you can see steam coming off this water now.
Yeah.
I'm going to quit wasting water here. Now, something I want to take and show you on these things, because this is important, especially if you're going to use a pump like this on, say, an RV or something. And also, this also comes into play on these Gasland water heaters. And it's this right here that's important. What has happened on these things is that the threads on this pump, and also the threads right here on this, where this plastic line goes up here. The problem that you get into with these things is they're threaded in what is called Type G pipe thread standard. It's British, okay? It's a British pipe thread standard. Now, in the United States, we use National Pipe Thread Standard. Now, what's the difference between the two? It's quite simple, really. It has to do with the distance between the threads and also the angle in which they're cut. It's not much, but it's enough. You cannot take National Pipe Thread Standard and thread it onto a Pipe G. You'll wind up stripping it out. And obviously it's going to leak and cause all kind of problems. Fortunately, there is a solution, which is this fitting that I've got here in my hand. This is actually one that I've used before. But so anyway, the threads on this side and the threads on this side are actually just slightly different. But it accounts for that change in the standard. You can find this fitting on Amazon. And I'll actually put a link in the description there so that if you're ever doing something like this, then you can get the adapter, and so that you don't have those problems. The other thing I want to point out to you is these pumps, when you buy them, they come with a plastic coupling there. Don't use this. Do yourself a favor. Don't try to use this plastic fitting. They are notorious for leaking. Absolutely, they will leak. They will cause you problems. They'll cause you headaches. If you're trying to put that pump in, say, an RV, then guess what? You're going to wind up having damage to your surrounding area there because you got leaks. I've never been able to get these to not leak. It's junk. but I wanted to show it to you because learn from my mistakes. We tried to use them. We found out right quick like that no matter what you do, you can't stop them from leaking. So anyway, if you look down here, I'm going to show you this, how we've done this. We used one of the adapters here on the pump, and then we put a brass coupling onto there so that you could attach all this and stop it from leaking. This right here it costs more because them brass fittings are not cheap. You're looking at this one coupling right here, that's about $20 worth of brass fittings. And of course you see how many of them we got. When I bought this set of fittings yesterday on this accumulator tank, come back around here a minute. Yes, I did put a valve down here, little ball valve, quarter inch ball valve, and these fittings plus this, that's $40 worth of fittings. So yeah, fittings are not cheap, but you're doing yourself a favor by not taking and using cheap plastic stuff that's going to leak. Obviously, we can't have water leaking in here. That would be a really bad thing. So the Gasland water heater, it's awesome. I love it. One thing I want to caution you on them with regards to these. Do not put these things up in a place after you've used them to where they're subject to be exposed to freezing temperatures. No matter how much you try, there's going to be a little bit of water left in this thing. If that water freezes, it's trashed. It will destroy it in no time flat. Now, in the future, here's what we're going to do here. We still got to do a tub surround, so we're going to build a wall right here where this is at. So this is all going to get moved a little bit, moved around. We'll build a wall on the other side, and then we'll do a complete tub surround. At that point, this Gasland heater will be moved so it's sitting this way on that wall. We'll come off of it from here, where this is at currently, the discharge. We'll use a coupling just like this. We'll change it over to 1/2 inch galvanized pipe, come down the wall, and just run a pipe through the wall into the tub area. Since we don't need cold water lines or anything like that, also, we'll just put a couple of ball valves so that have one up there for a shower, one for a discharge directly into the bathtub, and you're good to go. I think it'll work very effectively, and then you don't have to worry about anything else with it. Just pull the lever and go. So I hope this is hope you learned something from this today, and we appreciate you watching our videos. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe. You ever get tongue-tied while you're doing a video? I absolutely do, and I'll be the first to admit it. Hey, we're not professionals here. We're just a couple of old people taking and learning ourselves as we go. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and we appreciate you watching. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thanks for watching.